Last time on Constant Chronicle Bad Egg, the party recovered after escaping Venaran territory and got acquainted with the escaped kobold known only as Goon, before all returning to the Darling Metropolis where they did more drugs before heading off to hunt apes to impress the nearby ratfolk tribes. And now, Constant Chronicle Bad Egg continues.
Yeah, I got a 9 for one that jumps down the trees at you, a 17, a 19, and a 9.
The 19 would hit.
That's going to be 4 damage. All 4 of them
In
went.
my large state, I guess I would roll and intimidate. I guess I will stomp the ape's head and then point to them and then back down to the crushed skull. The 29.
This seems to anger them.
Well, I will ready an action for the next one that comes close to me and attack them.
Does the rest of the group, you guys started walking away with your bounty and stuff, but you haven't gotten very far away. If you'll hear the commotion behind you, if you want to participate.
Leave me be.
Otherwise, keep walking.
Keep going.
Your call.
I'll leave my bed. No problem. Let me deal with it.
I'm not rolling great, so it's a 9, a 7, a 16, and 8 versus your current AC.
Yes.
They call out, and you hear the more apes approaching.
Alright, well, I guess I will attack the closest one to me. We're going to call that is a unnatural 20.
A hit.
That's going to be 12 damage.
5 more gorillas arrive in the trees above, but don't jump down this turn. I got a 7 attack on you, a 5. Oh, and you're flat-footed too, so take any dex thing, because there's 4 of them surrounding you. A 12, a 9, and a 5. So all really bad rolls again.
Yep, all miss. I'm going to roll again. 18 plus... Yeah, that's going to be a 26.
That's a hit, of course.
Which is going to be a hit. It's going to be 10 damage.
Alright, you knock one ape unconscious. 3 apes dart up into the trees, but you hear a lot of loud howling. And there's about 9 apes above you now howling and throwing sticks and stuff down at you to no avail.
Well, I guess since I haven't done anything else, I will make a hasty retreat and try to catch up with my crew.
You can rejoin your crew. I suppose you still drag your 1 ape body with you.
Absolutely.
That's difficult still, but you drag it for about 2 minutes and the spell starts to wear off again, and Vic will have to cast it again if that's a thing, so that'll take a moment.
About 6 seconds, maybe.
Wave your fingers, say the words.
I can cast it 5 times.
So you can drag this in about 10 minutes, and then you still hear a lot of apes howling in anger, but you guys are able to move out of the most dangerous territory.
Tie a rope to it, and then just drag that.
Well, you want to carry it like a horse. Just put some time to rope and just tie it to your waist and drag him. He'll be slow moving, used to burden. If that is the amount of weight you can feasibly pull. You guys want to roll some survival checks and you have enough rope to do this?
We could make a travois.
We could make a travois. Travois!
Yeah, can we make one of the sled travois things, Troy things?
You guys want to collect the stuff you need to do that. If you guys want to spend the time to make something to do that, you can.
That'd be cool.
Someone have the ability to do all these things, or roll survival of nature to collect all the stuff you need. A craft to make the thing.
Roll a knowledge nature, try to find some wood.
There's plenty of wood, but you got to re-enter the forest to get it. You can see wood, but collecting the pieces you would need might be difficult without re-engaging the gorillas. You can do your rope idea. I'm fine with that. Just roll me survival to tie them onto you. You'll be in the rear of the group if you do that.
That's fine with me.
It's survival me a knot or 2, so we know how well they're secured to you.
14.
That's just the one you're tying to, and you're carrying the other one the old-fashioned fireman way. Yeah, that's fine. You got one tied onto you sort of securely. Vic will carry one. You guys will head back towards Ratfolk territory, I assume all this ape meat.
Yeah, to the favela.
You'll see as you approach that it seems to be on fire.
Oh, god damn it.
Snake folk, guards, and agitators with torches lighting their tent city on fire.
I want to take off my ropes.
I call out to one of the snake folk agitators and say, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Taking care of the riffraff.
I say, "You got the wrong riffraff."
I don't think so. It looked like scum to me.
No, you got
Rat
the
scum.
wrong ones. You want to the scum. They're 25 miles north of here.
Bluff?
28.
Yeah, that's a great bluff, but they don't even seem concerned. Any rat folk will do as far as they seem to be concerned.
Say, I am going to take you all to court. Help me put out the fire.
Intimidate?
Can I back him up on that?
Sure.
And also show off the apes that we're bringing. We just helped clear out a dangerous thing in the forest around. We're helping out.
I would like to, I can quote the local fire safety laws.
26 on intimidate. Because of partial flexibility.
I rolled a 19.
Fire safety rules mostly apply to inside the city of Darling Metropolis. What happens in this ratfolk territory is not a concern to anyone.
I'm still going to quote the laws, even if they're not applicable.
26 to intimidate. The
Some of the younger punk kids are probably scared and will dart off. The fires are already started, and a lot of the bigger agitators don't seem to care that you care about these rat folk.
How many of them are there?
Yeah.
After the young folks run off, there's probably about 5 adult fire starters.
You guys want to see if we can get inside and drop off all this ape meat?
I think we should kill these guys. Oh, the agitators.
See why we need to engage with what's happening. We can wait it out and see how everything goes. Or, I don't know, you guys thinking?
Thinking that your converts are burning alive.
I ignore the conversation and start fighting fires.
That's fine. See if there's another way inside of the city besides the front gate.
Why are we trying to get inside the city? The people they're burning. I want to kill these agitators.
Alright,
They
then.
are guards, city guards.
Some of them do seem to be wearing official city guard insignia.
Who's going to be the witness?
Their deaths would be circumstantial.
Right now is the snake people that are handling it. Can we not get through the gate?
We're
the rat area.
yeah, we're at the rat settlement outside of the city.
We're not in
This was the rat folk shanty town we visited earlier. That's why we went out to grab the meat. Now their city's on fire. Their little town is on fire.
You guys want to try to help organizing a fire? You're gonna get buckets.
Yeah.
You guys are near a big lake almost, like a bay.
Yeah, I'm organizing a fire brigade.
starting fires.
Putting out the fires.
You guys want to help with the bucket brigade or fill up your wineskins with water and squirt out some flames, whatever you can do to help? I'm sure
I'd
that'd be
like to
appreciated.
organize the rats into a fire brigade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a good idea. Maybe with the diplomacy of some sort, start bossing people around, whoever you can get their attention, whoever's not panicking too much.
All of you are nuts for doing anything
my guys-
other than immediately dropping everything and fighting it. This is how tunnels collapse, people.
There are the tunnels here, my squirrely little friend.
But why do we want to help these rat folk?
We already went to get all this meat for them. Convert them to your religion.
Got them for my Urgathoan temple, which is inside the town.
No, we were giving it to the rats. We were making it.
Yeah, we're giving it to the rats.
the whole point of doing all this.
Well, let's drop off the apes and...
You can just drop them here, but like I said, a lot of stuff's on fire, and people don't seem as concerned with your offering at the moment.
Put out the fires.
It's dumb. Just let it burn down. No, we'll feed the rats. It's gonna burn down. That's all well and good. And they're
Look at
gonna
that
need
coming.
something to eat later, and guess what? It's gonna be ape meat.
I'm pretty sure they'll like us more if we actually save their house.
They haven't done shit for us yet.
I don't care even slightly about these people or their plight. They could all burn to a crisp, and I wouldn't shed a single tear. But fires burning uncontrolled, that crosses the line.
Like I said, Goon went straight to work trying to put the fire out. You're already running back and forth getting water, smothering flames, whatever you can do. It's just Lilith that seems to be confused as to why you guys give a shit.
Start belling orders at the rats to start listening to Goon.
I start cutting up ape meat and roasting it over someone's burning house.
I mean, the gorilla's covered in hair right now, but if you want to cook a hairy gorilla and have the hairy burnt hair smell, you can start cooking some hairy gorilla meat while the rest of your allies do what they can to put out some flames and scare off the remaining agitators, who seem to, after they get their fire started and, beat up a couple rat folk and start some shit, after they have their fun, head back towards the city of the Darling Metropolis. And you guys are left with the ashes of this tent city. And those of you who did help, I'm sure your help was appreciated, and you guys are looked at as heroes and good people among this tribe now, even though that's probably not true about most of you. Sure, after all of this is over, they're glad there's some burnt hairy meat to eat as well. The place didn't look great before it caught on fire.
I asked the rat folk, have some philosophical reason why you're not living underground?
Knowledge history, they're going to explain it to you, but it's knowledge history just so I know how much history they go into.
I rolled a 10.
While many used to live here near the water to fish, when the Darling Metropolis was built, many of them did live underground early in the city's history, back when Jim Darling was still alive, until their underground music scene was found out, and Jim Darling wiped a lot of that out, and the underground became a place they weren't allowed to live anymore, but they were allowed to just work, and it became a place taken over by the city. So now the rat folk can only spend a couple hours down there a day just for work. If you're caught sleeping down there, you get in trouble, stuff like that.
So, is there some reason why you're not living underground, the underground?
The under?
Yeah, further, just keep digging deeper until you're safe.
Can't dig here near the water because it's too close to the water and it floods. In the city, there is rumor that there is an under the underground, but there's also a rumor that it's protected by a snake god, and the rat folk are too scared to go too deep underground under the Darling Metropolis.
There.
I'm going to start sketching engineering diagrams for ways to drain water from tunnels. I don't care even slightly if they like me or if I like them.
As long as you can do your drawings.
Yes, exactly. It's so much easier if all of these people weren't a part of it.
I would like to twist the leaders of the community.
Okay, leaders is a rough term, but there are elders, there are older rat folk who've been alive longer that have more respect and stuff like that. Well, there's no like form of government, or there are probably older rat folk that are more responsible, that feel more ownership, that probably started these communities longer ago. You can talk to them.
So, you have endured. Such is the spirit of Urgathoa. Endurance through all perils that might face one. We have fed you, given you pleasure. We have saved you from the flames. Time for you to join with us.
Yeah, we're not much on religion. I mean, we appreciate all you've done for us, but we don't really get the benefits. Everything that we have is here on Earth while we're alive, you know? No reason to waste our time worshiping some god.
That's categorically untrue.
Well, Urgathoa can help take care of you.
And while you are alive,
Maybe we just need to see more evidence of that to
your
convince
homes
us.
have escaped flames. That is evidence of the providence that placed the paladin of the Princess of Bane here in your hour of need. You cannot see that?
I mean, sure was nice. We're glad you guys were here and all, and sure it was a coincidence. And we appreciate everything that the church has done for us, I guess, but I don't know if we're ready to sign our lives over to some god. Rat folk like to live free.
How is that done for you? Are you providing for your people here?
We do what we can. We share what we've got.
Burn down.
We take care of each other.
No, pray to take care of you. Not have happened.
Seems like doesn't matter which god people believe in, bad stuff happens all around. Show me some evidence of this Urgathoa's power that can protect us. Prove they can protect us from the folks in town. If you can somehow prove that, we believe in your god.
Point at the gorillas, the dead gorillas, and then I point at myself.
Thank you for the meat. Thank you. They say it louder because of your nature. Yes, you're very strong. Thank you for the meat. They say louder.
You will see her power. Then you will fall upon your faces. Turn very smartly and stride off.
Thanks for visiting.
The 8 back to the temple.
Well, most of the 8 meat probably got eaten.
Nope.
At least 2 of them.
Yeah, I didn't give up my 8. No, hell no.
We can pick it up between 2 of us now.
You guys can drag one leftover day-old gorilla dead body back to the east gate.
When we're out of earshot, I'd like to say to everyone, can we infect them with a disease and grant them a boon from Urgathoa to protect them? To, not to cure it, but to so they don't die of it. Oh, poof, power.
That's smart. I like that idea.
I have some quality infectious products.
Can you cure it? Question mark.
No. What kind of question is that? Of course I can't cure it. Can't cure anything I carry on me.
Just shrugs.
Don't trip that guy. You can discuss all of your evil plans on the way back into town. It's going to cost you some gold to get through the gate. It's 80 gold per person to get in for security checks to pay for the increased guard presence.
80 gold, huh?
Yep, per.
I'll stay outside. Fuck that. I'm not gonna pay it.
I'll pay for everybody.
No, if they don't want us to come back in, then fuck them. We've been doing a lot of good things for this town, and they're being a bunch of bags of dicks to us.
They're just guards who work at a place. They don't know anything except what the price of admission is. They don't follow your band or what you've been doing in town. They're just guys who work at a gate.
I bet there's another way inside of this town besides their way.
Usually there's the postern gate and the sewer gate. Have enough time. There's always digging a tunnel.
We've already had to deal with so much bullshit outside of town. Might as well figure out a bullshit way to get back inside of town.
We could carry this gorilla around through a sewer adventure.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We'd have to abandon that gorilla.
Well, could we butcher it and make it into rations if nothing else?
Yeah, if you guys want to stop here, you can roll survival check to at least cut it up. Then a survival check to
I'll take a shot if nobody else
slow
wants
cook it.
I mean, if you guys want to go through the gate and pay the money for it, that's all well and good. I'll go through. I've got the money for it as well.
You guys get into town, there's a butcher in town who can clean it and prepare it all for you, even dry it for you, all that stuff, and give it back to you.
Process this gorilla and take all the meat to the temple.
So 400 gold to get into town. Security's high. You guys will notice the increased guard presence as soon as you enter. There's still a lot of tourists around and stuff. You guys get a lot of weird looks because you're dragging a gorilla around, but you guys want to take the gorilla to the butcher?
Yeah, I say to people who stare for too long, this is a performance art piece. Come see us, the Four Horsemen.
Some people will clap. Some people will be confused, but art's confusing sometimes. You guys will go to Dabouchere's, the old butcher in town, known for cutting and curing all kinds of meats. You guys want to set up an account here, you can. I assume that's Vic Von Claude's area.
Executive producer, baby.
Yeah. Pay them to make it into whatever cuts you like. Pay them to make it into jerky, whatever you'd like.
As sausage,
Whatever you need.
gorilla scrapple.
They can even store it here in their cool centers or their freezers and stuff. You set up an account, you can come get it whenever you like. You just have to pay them to store it. So it depends how much money you want to put down. 400 gold to process and cut it all and be making it to cuts of meat. But for 400
sure.
gold,
That's fine.
we'll say 400 rations worth even. So and it can be stored here. You can withdraw it as you need. Once you withdraw it, it only lasts 10 days at a time. But while it's stored here, it can last longer. We'll go months.
Say to them that we're going to set aside 200 to be picked up by representatives of the Temple of Urgathoa.
You want that to be like the
200.
sausage and the fresh cut stuff like that
Yeah. And then the more the longer lasting stuff will be for our use to
for adventuring.
Yeah, exactly.
You should donate maybe 100 to the relief fund for all the rat folk outside of town.
No, screw them.
Really screw them?
Yeah, screw them.
It's wise because we want to keep them buttered up, and then we want to infect them and then save them. So yeah, consult with Tim about diseases that we can apply to things.
You want to do all these good things.
No. We want to.
What?
Yeah.
I-
Well, the
I-
best way for us to use them is to keep them on our side, which would be
Yeah, I
our...
agreed with you.
Yep.
Everyone agreed with you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Disease the meat that we sent to them so that we can get them under our thumb.
Well, but we don't know how to do that yet.
I agree completely. Infecting and then blackmailing these individuals in order to enslave them is the morally right thing to do.
I completely concur. I write down.
And if you guys want to go visit Tim, the Urgathoan Temple, the disease is part of their religion. Tim can give you any advice on that. If you guys have contagions to spread, which it sounds like Goon already does.
100 rations there with us and figure out some way to maybe corrupt them.
We could either corrupt them or we could have them be pure and then, do a secondary method of corrupting them so that they don't suspect things too much. That's the other thing. We don't want to overplay our hands and, give them a bunch
Yeah,
You don't want to be obvious that you poisoned them.
Well, yeah, if we could poison them but also had the cure, that would be ideal.
Yeah, or like an Urgathoan cure where they never really get better.
Tim will offer any advice and will help you make it so that your meat carries disease. That's something Tim can do. Which contagions do you have on you, Goon?
I have a vial of scale rot, some goblin poop.
That's got all kinds of diseases in it. You know that stuff's full of diseases.
Absolutely. Whatever the last human contagion was, city that I'm from, that I never bothered to learn the name of because it wasn't important.
Of course, scale rot would work better on a scaly creature like yourself, not so much on the rat folk. The goblin poop's got to have all kinds of gross stuff in it, but rat folk are pretty resilient to gross stuff. The human contagion, your only thought with that is, who knows if it affects rat folks or not. It may or may not. They have some somewhat similar biology.
Yeah, I have no idea. All
But
I
then
know
you
is-
guys also know that there are a lot of human tourists in town. You can also just get a bunch of tourists sick with that through the temple here.
Well, if Tim has any other diseases, I would gladly increase my repertoire.
Tim, through the religion, loves the spread of disease, and a lot of diseases come through town on tourist ships and stuff. Tim doesn't collect them, but if one passes through, Tim does what they can to help the disease spread. Doesn't clean up well, doesn't wash areas, make sure the food's not a good temperature, make sure people at the temple don't wash their hands after sex, stuff like that. Doesn't provide protection for safe sexual activity. Tim helps promote the spread of disease. If something comes through town, Tim can alert you, and you guys can figure out how to collect a sample of that through poop or other methods.
I would like Tim to alert me so that I can do his job for him.
Alright, so you guys will have the alarm set for next time a disease comes through town. Tim will help spread it.
Got it. Encourage another attack by some stupid, weak agitators against the rat folk, and we give them poison weapons with the goblin shit. The rat folk will get sick from their attacks.
I would consider a modification of that plan. What if we got both sides to go to a place to set up a bunch of traps? Everyone involved trapped and killed.
We don't want some of them killed. We don't want the rats killed.
Well, it's the poison, they're infected,
That's true.
I'm down with that. Fuck the rat folk.
I agree, fuck the rat vote.
I agree. They're weak-willed and they should be under our thumb and strong-arm them to supply Urgathoan priesthood to town.
We need them to dedicate.
Exactly.
They need something to believe in because right now they believe in nothing.
Whip up a religious furor so that we can direct them in some kind of crusade.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a fantastic idea.
I say to Tim, is there any way we can keep them alive while they're diseased, so give them a partial cure.
Tim knows not much about cures, but there are a lot of weak diseases that just make you sort of sick. And Tim's all about outreach. Through town here, he finds the sex parties the more appealing outreach part of the church. He's all about disease because he is a true believer of Urgathoa, but he finds that a harder selling point with the locals. Even the tourists aren't, they're not here to get sick. Some of them get sick on vacation and it just happens.
Maybe we're just trying to take advantage of these weak people because that's what we do.
Exactly.
Could just, spend 3,500 gold on expanding hooker outreach instead.
Spread sexually transmitted disease. That's something Tim can easily get behind, and it would have no problem finding you someone to help spread that.
I think we should talk to the rat folk to be a vector for our infection of the city. Let them be the ones that spread the disease.
You guys are all over the place.
We don't have an easy way to go about this besides just throwing a party with a whole bunch of diseased meat or something like that, basically. Or throwing a party where everyone bangs a bunch of dirty hookers that have
Venereal disease.
So I think that we may have lost the forest for the trees. I think that spreading horrible plagues is some reward, but how does that help us? What are we doing to help us?
What are we doing in the more selfish vein? Because what you guys were doing, like putting out fires for the rat folk, that's all well and good. But now maybe we can use the rat folk.
Don't you dare state that I was putting out fires for the rat folk. Putting out fires is its own reward.
Write this down. How about we promise them a better life back to the Venarans for cocaine?
That would be a way for them to reassert their dominance.
Yeah, but then we have to backstab them so that we actually control it, because that's money right there, baby.
Well, we're going to be the ones
That goes
that...
without saying.
We're gonna be their saviors.
And, I mean, that's going to be fine with Urgathoa. She loves doing everything in excess. She's going to want everyone to do all the drugs.
Listen, you'll go through another 2 or 3 day cocaine montage.
I would like to store my portion of the drugs for later use in traps. I'm not going to explain myself, so hopefully everyone believes that these are just for later snorting.
I'm pretty sure that he would ask you what you were doing.
And I would say they're for future traps.
Oh, no, perfectly great.
So after a couple days cooped up in Tim's room, you guys have finished another stash of cocaine and spent a lot of time, quote-unquote, brainstorming. So when you emerge from Tim's room after a couple of days, what's your first course of action emerging from your cocaine room?
Get more cocaine!
Well, of course.
Huge thumbs up.
900 gold for some cocaine right now.
Can I get for 2,000?
You can get twice as much for 2,000. What a deal.
That's the deal.
Alright. Toss it in your bag if you like, or go back into Tim's room and keep going, whatever it is, it's your life.
Have you guys thought about this snake god we talked about underground?
Ray shakes his head.
I don't know much about that.
There's rumors.
Can I roll, knowledge underground?
Like dungeoneering?
Like rumors or local...
That'd be local for rumors, yeah.
Known by people who live underground.
Yeah,
Like,
knowledge local. You guys gotta go talk to some rat folk that work in the sewer, and you can knowledge underground through them, that's fine.
A 7.
Having trouble finding any rat folk around these days. The ones down in the sewers don't seem to want to talk very much to people that seem to be under strict watch, and aren't conversing much with tourists and such.
Alright, I have a 17.
You haven't heard anything about the snake god, but...
13.
So, Lilith has heard a little bit about the snake god, but not much, just through rumors in town. Rain, you'll know a little bit more from some reading that you've done, the libraries in the past, something you got whipped for, of course. You weren't supposed to be reading, except to learn letters to write. But you were reading for leisure one day, and came across a story of a creature like this, a giant snake that lived underground that used to be worshipped by the Vishkanyan on this island. It's an old story. You just know that it's very, very large and very, very old.
Question to the group. Are we sure that this is a snake god and not a dragon god that has been cruelly maimed? You cut off the wings and the legs, it's still a dragon.
We can find this dragon's wings. Could we, deep fry them?
Ray makes a snorting motion about frying.
Theoretically, yes, of course. I personally have never partaken in dragon god wings fried, but I'm sure that is a physical action you can take.
If you can get the oil hot enough.
This thing sounds like it'd be a great ally destroying the city. I hate this place.
Ray gives you a thumbs up and then nods.
So do we need to roll a knowledge local or religion to figure out where to find this snake god or deity?
And you guys already tried local, so without changing something you can't roll local again, but you can roll dungeoneering, I think would be a good one.
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Well, terrible luck.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, no engineering here.
I don't know if you can follow your gut. I mean, you guys have encountered rat folk in the sewer. The sewers are underneath the city. What you're looking for is underneath that, but you at least need to go that far down to find something beneath it. I mean, I guess your instinct with that roll would be go down to the sewers and try to find, and the subways, go down there and try to find something lower. There's got to be like an access beneath that somewhere.
Huzzah! We're going back to the real world, away from this horrid place that has no ceiling.
There's like a tunnel.
No one went in.
And you guys can go to the underground easily. At least the part that has the sewer and the subway area, that's pretty accessible. The sewer a little less so than the subway area.
Very
I
helpful.
want to take a vote real quick. I'll throw down an idea to get us directed, but does this sound fun, or we could do something else?
I'm on board.
This sounds like the best thing that I have ever heard.
It's going to be cramped underground.
I mean, you're a big guy, so probably for you and Rain it will be. Especially if it's designed by rat folk, if they're the people that used to live down there.
Brain gives you giant thumbs up and a
You don't necessarily have to control the giant snake to use the fact that there's a giant snake to our advantage.
We won't know till we get there, so let's go.
LZ.
I would like to roll dungeoneering again to find an entrance.
Sure, figure out which one's the best.
Yeah, and I got an 18.
You'll know that the sewer will probably be less traveled, less secure, a little more cramped, and of course full of human waste. The other way, more security probably, more big open spaces. That area, you're probably going to search the train track area, so you have to watch out for moving vehicles on the tracks, stuff like that, but less filth.
I communicated by saying the sewers are probably the easiest way of reaching the cavern of Limbless Dragon God. However, some of you are horribly obese, enormously tall, and therefore might not be able to fit.
Tall people and fatties, yeah, that's how we roll.
Or perhaps both in my case. Flat
You could have all.
enormous belly.
And the other option is the train station.
How about trains? Tunnels? Maybe.
We've been to the train station when we recruited people for the show.
Why not go that way? That way we don't have to fight, like,
Giant turds.
yeah.
But also, I'm not scared of poop if you guys want to go down those.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Let's go down the train tunnel because I don't want to smell bad. I don't want poop on my shoes. Plus, what happens if we drop the cocaine and then it mixes with it and then put shit cocaine on my nose?
You guys go instead to the train area, like going underground train area. Those are easy to access. You guys can walk right into that. You will notice, like I said, an increased guard presence since they're run by rat folk, although they're not necessarily scrutinizing you guys.
I like to inspect the tunnel to determine how high quality the opposite, as the case may be. I got a natural 20.
Very low quality.
Nice.
Looks like this city was built on top of old Vishkanyan and rat folk tunnels. Primitive, like the cave folk version of these species, like old tunnels.
These tunnels are horrible, and I hate them. Hopefully we find some tunnels made by someone who is worth even the most minor breath of life.
Thank you, that's why I hired you as my personal assistant.
Yeah. So even the walls and stuff here are even made of what's probably like old fossilized poop and spit and stuff. So it's just hardened and carved. And it looks nice, but you can tell it's probably like old fossilized remains and stuff that have been repurposed into building material.
Copper lights.
Yep. It may not be smelly and sticky, but it's still poop. But yeah, otherwise, the trains are running as normal. People are coming and going, doing their daily business, apart from the heavy guards.
Hop down and go to the left or the right. What we need to look for is some kind of break in the subway tunnel that will lead us below. So we need to find an access to whatever the tracks are currently.
If the rat folk are coming on and off the trains right now, we could ask someone if they know anything, how to get further down, or any rumors of the snake god.
A lot of people coming and going are tourists and
maybe.
people that work here. A lot of the rat folk are working the trains or cleaning up nearby. So maybe ask like a rat folk janitor or something.
So let's do a perception on maybe trying to find someone who is a custodian or someone who works the trains.
You can talk to a custodian easy. To talk to someone that runs a train, you have to like get on a train and try to start a conversation with them.
Can we hijack a train?
Theoretically, anything's possible.
Well, we can take a ride on the train and see if we see any accesses.
Or maintenance access, perhaps, maintenance.
I think we should hijack it. Or rent it for, like, a party train. I don't know. I don't know how money works.
That would take some planning. If we wanted to, throw like a Earthoan like party train. be.
Let's start by asking someone real quick, and then work our way up to this maybe. Because maybe the janitor will know.
The train pulls up while you guys are talking. People load, unload. You guys want to walk up to a janitor?
Or anyone coming off the train that looks knowledgeable. We do a perception. Natural 20.
People coming off the train look knowledgeable, but maybe not in the area that you're looking for. Very few of them are rat folk, mostly humans, but some Vishkanya, some elves, dwarves and stuff. People that are like going about the city, but there's some Vishkanyans around.
They might know. They're snake people. I don't know if that's racist. It sounds like.
They live here. I mean, you can ask one of them if you like.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'd be like, hey guys, do you know anything about the snake god underground? Well.
Yeah, sorry, sir, I'm in a real big hurry. I don't have any change.
I would take it though.
Why is that man offering change? Is he a shapeshifter?
He is an agent of chaos.
He was very specifically offering no change. You guys ask a custodian instead?
Yeah, let's roll a Diplo on a custodian.
I got a -1.
I got a 10.
I got the 17 to talk to a custodian, probably like an asshole.
19, so. Nice. Which is weird.
Custodian's a real sweet ratful guy, older, gray whiskers. I mean, if you guys are just asking, Snake underground, just throwing out random bits of information, he's gonna act kind of confused. You guys are looking for information, he's gonna give it up. There are maintenance shafts and tunnels down there, but they are off limits to anyone that's not custodial staff.
Can we bribe them?
Yeah, hey buddy, you want to go on an adventure?
100 gold? That's a lot of money, right? What's he make?
Not that much, of course, but you're gonna start trying to whip up some money for this janitor, and some nearby security officers are gonna walk up to see what's going on.
I'd like to, before these people have a chance to say anything, swagger out and say, excuse me, are you the tunnel inspectors? To the guards that are coming up.
No, we're guards.
In that case, since you're not doing anything important, would you like to accompany me as I inspect the tunnels?
Let's see some credentials.
I would like to pull out my credentials for tunnel inspection, which are, of course, written entirely in Draconic. I would like to hand them over.
What is this? I can't read this.
Vic would like to interject and say, what are you doing, you moron? You are interrupting my esteemed colleague, Professor Victor von Lizardsteedberg. He's traveled millions of miles to get here. You're interrupting his work. He's very tired. He's very cranky. Can you see how small he's gotten from not having a good meal? So yeah, I'd like to bluff him to make him think that Goon is some sort of tunnel expert. I rolled a 16 total.
Look, sir, we didn't mean to upset you, but we've had some problem with the Ratfolk uprising, and you saw something fishy going on with this janitor. Is Ratfolk bothering you, or?
No, we are just looking for direction down into the tunnels for the maintenance. You understand?
Oh, those are off limit for everyone except custodial staff.
But this is an official investigation about the safety of the tunnels commissioned by the city.
I need to see some official paperwork on that.
I point to the draconic stuff and say, there it is, crystal clear, plain in ink and parchment.
That doesn't look like a signature of any of the darling children I've ever seen.
Oh, and you get up to see the signatures of the darling children very often here in the custodial wing, down here at the railroad.
I happen to be a collector. I've got several darling signatures framed back home. Why do you think I moved to this city with a big darling head?
Well, like, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna bring out my tambourine. The I Love Jim Darling tambourine, and you guys, I try to distract.
Try me a diplomacy whipping out your tambourine since you're maybe a common fan. Maybe you'll have like a bonding moment.
17.
Oh, sweet. Fellow darling head. Right on.
So Goon will draw himself to his full 4-feet height and say, well, sir, it seems that you have stalled progress for the time being, but your superiors will hear of this, and my prices will be raised.
That's fine. Move along, sir. We're just trying to keep things moving here. Next train's pulling up right now.
Von Lizardsteedberg.
Another train pulls up. Those 4 guards keep moving along.
Do the rats still stay with us?
He's still nearby, like, sweeping up and stuff. He's just doing his job nearby. He's probably, like, after those guards stop by, going to try to avoid eye contact or talking to you guys now, not wanting to get in trouble. It was very obvious he was the one that was getting in trouble when you guys were talking a second ago.
Alright, well let's try to borrow his clearance.
I'd like to do that. In fact, I'd like to be very brazen about getting up in his face, saying, this will be my report.
A very kind old rat folk man. He doesn't want to confrontation. Zeus will nod and keep sweeping.
And I'd like to use that opportunity to steal
What would you like to take?
anything that seems official, anything with writing on it.
He doesn't seem to be wearing a lanyard or anything or a name tag. He's got like a coveralls on and he's got his broom, but nothing seems official other than having an outfit to clean in.
Does he have any pockets?
On the outfit, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to
Reach in, see what's in there.
reach in.
Roll me a sleight of hand to put your hand in his pocket.
I got a 17.
You reach your hand into his pocket, you find something warm. Do you pull it out? Leave it in there. Pull your hand back out. Your hand's kind of sticky and greasy when you pull it out.
What? When's your break? Would you like to, come on a little adventure with us? We can find some treasure. Maybe you can take care of your grand rats.
I mean, the more you guys try to talk to him, get up in his face after he got in trouble, the more he swoops faster and tries to walk away and doesn't respond. He doesn't want any trouble.
I want to keep following you, Bert.
Yeah. You can keep following. Keep sweeping faster and trying to walk faster and sweep. It becomes really awkward.
Well, I'll whisper to everyone else and be like, hey, let's wait until the next train is pulling up when there's a lot of noise and maybe the guards aren't paying attention, and let's just fucking steal this guy and hop down the tunnel, and we can borrow his coveralls and whatever credentials he might have on himself.
I am going to save a sample of whatever is coating my hand for future research.
Just wipe it into a rag or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Wipe it into a rag, throw it in your bag.
You never know when something might be useful to a trap.
It did kind of smell like meat, so...
So we keep on following him until...
Yeah, or we can just hop down the tunnel and try to go ourselves, even though we'll be going into unauthorized territory.
Yeah, you guys can try to stealth down there and not get noticed if you like. I'll just have to roll for his police.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Alright, you guys, let's roll stealth and just hop down into the tracks in between trains and hope you don't get hit.
Fuck.
I only rolled a 10 perception, so that's all you got to beat to not get caught by the guards.
18.
16.
20, not natural.
Alright, so yeah, you guys can all hop down there stealthily. Obviously, they're not looking at you guys, they're waiting for rat folk to act up. So if you guys jump down the tracks and duck down real quick and run into a tunnel, you can get away with doing that in the hustle and bustle.
Goon says it's always enjoyable when institutional racism is on our side.
So yeah, you guys run down a tunnel. It's dark in the tunnel. If you have dark vision, that doesn't matter to you. But if you don't, it's going to be hard to see except directly in front of you. You might be bumping into your allies and stuff. Trains pass, they have lanterns in them. And when the trains pass, you'll have to back up against the wall to not get hit. Be prepared.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Alright, torch lit. That was real easy to see. But you guys can see the walls around you, smooth. You just let's go down a tunnel for a while. Before you guys find anywhere to veer off or veer down, another train comes by on its route. I just need you guys to make a reflex save to not get hit by it as it passes.
16, 24, not natural.
8.
11. Again.
It's going to be a 10.
Alright, if you didn't beat 15, 11. 11 damage. I was getting smacked by stuff from the train. It rushes by. If you rolled high enough, I won't make you take half, I'll just make it be none. You just got out of the way in time. Then you guys keep traveling after that one passes. Another train is coming. You guys see something you could duck off onto now. Looks like a service shaft of some sort.
Good there.
Yeah, you guys can do that before the train hits if you're fast enough. It's kind of small, so what I need is a reflex save from everyone. If you are small, if you succeed, you take 0. If you fail, you don't take half. If you're large, fail, you take all of it. If you succeed, you'll still take half. Medium, same thing. If you're larger than small. 15 is just enough to...
I got a 21 non-natural.
Miss an
Is
Iggy.
trying to acro out of the question?
Acro is fine too. I'll allow an acro if that's better than your reflex.
Yes. Thank you.
You can do a really cool move instead of just jumping out of the way.
Yeah, I got a 24 on that.
Yeah, you can do some sort of Spider-Man flip out of the way. And you're also small, so that'll be nothing for you. 18 is full, so 9 is half.
I'm unconscious.
Dancing with a train. Pull them into this tunnel that you guys have found a chute off of the tracks. So now you guys will be safe from getting hit by trains once you do that. Bandage up your allies, give them potions, wait for them to heal. It's a place you could theoretically do that, make camp if you want to. Keep moving on, dragging them, it's also your call.
Or leave me behind. Whatever you
Yeah,
want.
it's all your call, yeah. I assume you'll want to let everyone heal up.
How could we leave such a delectable creature behind?
So you guys can pitch a tent in this tunnel here. Unless some rat folk custodian comes by or maintenance folk comes by, you shouldn't get bothered.
I'd like to set traps in both directions. I'd like to be really obvious about it so that everyone who cares to notice will notice where I put the traps.
Except for me.
Yeah, because you're passed out.
Yeah, I'm -3 right now, so yeah, I need to roll at least a d6.
Try for a 6-hour nap here in the tunnels.
Hey, 6 HP back.
Goon is very...
I got back 1 hit point.
Lilith might need to sleep a little longer. Vic Von Claude can get up. Also, the time Vic Von Claude gets up, you guys will hear someone approaching. So a perception check to see who's approaching, I guess.
So 15 because I still have 0 modifier.
14.
I got a 22.
At this point, of course, your torchlight is out, but you'll see the figure of a rat folk approaching as the light of one of these trains whizzes by. You see the figure coming towards you. He's going to scream or someone needs to stop him from screaming is probably what's going to happen. So roll for initiative, see if we can stop this guy from freaking out about seeing you. I got a 20 not natural. You guys are hiding in a dark tunnel.
19. 9.
5.
13.
Can I give Lilith my last healing potion real quick?
We've already rolled for initiative, so it'll have to be on your turn. Alright, Ratfolk's going to scream. Start of a 6-second scream coming out. First 3 seconds of it. So yeah, Vic Vodclaw, if you want to jump on him and shut him up right now, you can.
Jump on him. 23 CMD.
You can grab him and put your hand over his mouth if you like. Shut him up.
I say, my little friend, shut the fuck up or I'm gonna break your neck.
He very quickly complies.
Call back to my fellows and say, what do you want to do with this guy?
Would like to kill him?
I would prefer it if we didn't kill him, because he provides a vital maintenance tunnel system, and that might be useful in the future to us.
I turn to the rat folk and I say, alright, listen, I'm gonna take my hand off of your mouth. Don't scream or I'm going to punch you in the face.
Intimidate.
Here, I got a 24 to intimidate.
You're a big guy, he's a little rat folk, very intimidating.
Pull my hand off of his mouth.
He does not scream.
Listen, we're trying to get deeper down beneath the tunnels. Where can we find it?
This route just leads out of the city, man. I'm just trying to go home from work. I could take you out of the city from here and that's it.
We want to go deeper down below these tunnels.
I don't know anything about deeper than these tunnels, man. I just work here.
I punch the floor of the tunnel right beside us and say, damn it! I know you've got to know a way down there.
Intimidation check.
23.
I've heard old timers talk about we used to live down there, but I've never been down there myself.
You know the way?
I've never been down there. I wouldn't know where to start. My grandfather maybe would know. Some of the old timers. They could probably help you.
Where can we find these old timers?
Find some rat folk with more gray whiskers than me.
Okay, change the topic. Best restaurant in the city. Go!
I'm not allowed to eat in the restaurants above ground. They kick us out. So I wouldn't really know.
Best in the rat folk wards.
Tent 11. They got really good fish fritters.
Everybody loves fish. I let the rat folk up and I give him 20 gold for his trouble.
Let's take him and his grandfather out for a meal and see if we can help, baby.
Perhaps. Does your grandfather like fish fritters?
Everyone loves fish fritters.
We're gonna go meet your grandfather and ask about tunnels.
Sure thing, sir. Follow me. He'll lead you guys through a dark, dank tunnel, twists and turns, which will emerge outside of the city.
I like to just mix what branches and tunnels we take for the exit.
You guys will cross the tracks a couple times, so it's a long walk. It'll take you guys at least 2 hours just to walk through the city, and then the tunnel becomes a lot more primitive, more earthen, less pooping, more like rocks and stuff, making up the tunnel as it heads out of town. It gets smaller and smaller, so those of you that are larger will have a tough time Winnie the Poohing it. Especially at the end, you might get stuck, but you'll emerge in Ratfolk territory in one of the tents, out of a hole. The area that was recently burnt down, but it's part of it that wasn't burnt down. Tents surrounding it are still in repair. You guys can join this little Ratfolk enclave, living their little lives. This little guy will lead you to his tent area. He lives with his large family of 11 Ratfolk in one small tent. If you guys want to go out for fritters, if you just want to take the kid and his granddad, or if you want to bring the whole family, you guys can do whatever you like. You tell me. They all get real excited when they hear you're going for fritters.
5 fritters for everyone.
Yay! Everyone loves fritters. You and 11 or 12 Ratfolk go down to tent 11 down by the water. Get some fresh fish fritters. Triple F baskets. They're free of charge, but they accept donation. Does anyone donate any money for these fish fritters, or just take your free sample?
I'll throw in 10 gold.
After you get that 10 gold, he hands you a side of secret sauce.
There's 11. Oh, Gnome already paid for his. I'll throw down 150 gold so everybody can have fish fritters.
Oh, everyone already got fish fritters. They were free either way, but now you can all get special sauce with it.
I'd like to mix Volcane with my special sauce. Both Goon and Lilith.
Everyone really enjoys their Ratfolk fresh fish fritters.
Can we try to broach the subject of this, how to get deeper underground and possibly the snake god?
Yeah, of course. You can talk to the old man about it. That's why the good old days, deeper underground. Does he know how to get down there, that kind of stuff?
Also the good old days.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy if you want to be the person to breach the subject.
I want to find dragon wings and deep fry them.
For all of the rat people.
Kind of like Rat Stalin. Okay.
We're gonna add 20 on diplomacy.
Old man Ratfolk seems into it. He grew up down there before the Ratfolk got kicked out of the city. He was a young child when they finally got the last Ratfolk to move out. It took him a long time because there was a lot of holdouts. It was deep underground. So it took the Vishkanya a long time to clear out all the Ratfolk. His family was one of the last families to leave, but he still knows how to get down there. He remembers the way.
What are they using it for? They kick you out. What for?
Because we were making better music than them, I think.
Oh, snap.
Well, Would Grandpa be willing to show us the way or draw us a map on how to get into the undertunnels?
Oh, yeah, you want to go see the home of underground music. I get it. We get a lot of big fans that really love underground music and want to see where it all started.
We're also interested in an area that you guys might be frightened to go to. A place where, I don't know, it might have an orientation of snakes
Oh, the city and the tunnels are all full of snakes.
that you don't like to go to.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I have no problem with snakes. You can't be afraid of snakes growing up around here.
Well, let's go to the underground music collective or whatever it was.
Oh, the birthplace of underground music. It's abandoned now, but it's where the rat folk used to live. I can take you there.
I have never heard music other than when it was underground.
So you must love underground music. You're an aficionado. You get Enemy Magazine? It's Enemy Magazine. E-N-E-M-Y. Enemy Magazine. Music for villains that live underground. He'll lead the way back underground after you guys finish your fish fritters. He'll take just him and the one grandson or son you already met, the young rat folk. So it'll be 2 rat folk and you guys heading back underground. You go back the way you came through that secret rat folk entrance into the city. You'll come out in the subway area again, in the underground railroad area, pass through some tunnels over some railways, and you'll hit a sewer grate that enters into the sewer area from underground. It's a drain in the underground in case it floods in the underground railroad area. If you guys want to go through that drain, you need someone strong to open it. They try to seal it off so rat folk don't go back there. So someone roll me a strength check to pry this thing open.
21.
Yeah, you can yank it off. Now it's a broken gate. You just lean it up against the wall there.
Should we rest before we fight a giant snake? Eating and hidden by a train.
The more we rest, the better, right?
Old guy's down 40, loves naps.
Have a little nap.
Luckily, the rat folk knew the
Yeah.
train schedule, so you were able to cross all the train tracks without getting hit. A little more recovery time wouldn't hurt if you guys just want to prep up before going any deeper.
6-hour nap down in the sewers.
Yeah, 6-hour sewer nap. You guys wake up refreshed. So beneath you hear like the slow sloshing of poop water draining. The smells have been wafting up while you slept, so you've probably gotten used to the aroma by now. It's a short 10-foot jump. The rat folk kind of like dangles down and drops into the poopy water. You guys want to follow down, you can. He's going to lead you guys through the sewer, down beneath the city, underneath a bunch of poop waterfalls, which you guys have to walk through. There'll be a bunch of snakes all over the place in the water, but if you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. They seem to just kind of like slither along their way. There's just big like clusters of snakes you guys have to step through. But like I said, unless you agitate them, they don't agitate you. So you just step the way the rat folk steps and avoid messing with them. It's not a problem. You guys will go deeper.
Are these snakes your security system for these tunnels?
Not mine. The Vishkanyans maybe, but this is something we've grown adapted to as rat folk. They've always been down here. It's their sewer too, you know.
I like this. I like snakes. They're poisonous.
Some of these are, but like I said, you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Just don't step on one, I guess is my advice. Watch your step.
You know what else is poisonous? Not taking a cocaine. Pass it out to everybody.
Yeah, but,
Rapid art step.
get it on there.
Marching powder.
You guys march forward down the sewer. We get to a place where you have to swim. There's a big pool you have to get across. Actually take a dunk in a big pool of dookie water. So unless you have some other way of crossing this large pool, the rat folk, the 2 of them just seem to swim right across. You can follow their lead or make up your own way of crossing, but you gotta get across this big poop divide.
Keep that grappling hook thing across.
You don't see anything to grappling hook it to, because like I said, the walls are made of that pretty slick, poop-like rock material, copper-like.
I got an 18 on swim.
You can swim, no problem. It's not fast-moving poop water.
I'm gonna jump, and I'm gonna use this ability I have called Air Sleep. So basically, I have a running jump at all times. I get to add my level to my acro.
Because the air is pushing you, right? That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, and so it's a dump. Like my result is it's double that.
Super jump.
Yeah, I got a 13. I got a 13.
You're gonna land just short of making it all the way across, so you still like take a quick dunk in the water, but you can pop right up and like grab the edge.
Cool. I'll take it. I have a 14 in swimming the poop river.
Alright, your arms are short, your legs are short. You're not a great swimmer, so you're struggling, but you can make it across. It just takes you, you're like doggy paddling in the poop. It's just splashing in your eyes and stuff, just messy and slow. Rain also having a similar experience, even though he's a big buff guy with big strong arms. He just also doggy paddles. He didn't swim a lot growing up. You guys are like right next to each other, kicking up poop also with your feet. It's getting on each other.
Unnatural 20 to swim across this terrible river.
Make it to the other edge. You draw across now at a big opening. This is the first place you start to see carvings, pictograms, and such.
Are they draconic in nature?
Anybody got linguistics?
Some of them look like this giant snake dragon that you've heard about, so maybe it's a drawing of the dragon without wings and feet.
Well, then I'm going to assume that it's draconic. On zero evidence. Yeah, I'm going to try and linguistics type.
Well, I actually speak Draconic. I don't know if that means I can read it.
It's not dragonic.
Alright.
Yeah, well, I'm going to
So
try
can we
and
roll a knowledge?
translate
Linguistics to find out what it is.
Yeah, you can roll knowledge linguistics on it.
A 10.
Natural one.
My knowledge is big on it. What
Yeah.
does it say?
Yeah, no one can read it, but the old man Ratfolk just says it's lyrics to a song, and he starts singing a scat song. Yeah.
A scat song down in a sewer.
I'd like to attempt to record the song in draconic lyrical form.
Get out your notepad, scribble down what you can. Maybe just intelligence or wisdom. If you don't have skill, then just do intelligence. Linguistics would also work if that's higher.
Well, I got a 5, so that'll get better.
Yeah, you're writing in the dark and you're writing down something, but you don't know if it's going to translate well later. It's scat, so it's probably really hard to write down what he's saying exactly. But you guys will travel forward as he sings a scat song, like stomping through the muck. The muck starts to dry up ahead. It starts like dripping down below your feet, probably forming stalactites of poop in the level below. But now you guys are on like a little incline, sort of like swoops around in a circular sort of form around the walls, going down a bunch. You guys are going down, 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 deeper underground. And there's no railing or anything. It's a pretty slick walkway. Reflex save, just make sure no one slips off and falls into this big dark hole.
17.
16.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iggy and Lilith, you guys, it sounds like, are going to slip off. So someone needs to rescue you, or you got to do something to not fall down a big hole.
Did I grab them?
With a reflex save, you can grab one of your allies. Yep. Tell me which one.
18 and probably the front line, so probably with
Okay, you grab Lilith. Iggy, you're still going off the side. Anybody try to rescue Iggy?
Yes. I'll try to grab him as well.
Yeah, roll me some reflex saves.
Even though I'm hanging.
Yeah, nothing hurts.
17 reflex.
I got a 22 reflex.
Yeah, you guys can both grab Iggy and yank him back up too, so no one falls. You guys keep going down. The incline becomes less slippery as you go down. It's still a very small walkway, still right against the edge of this cave, and not a whole lot of footing. But you guys will, after a bit of walking, reach the bottom and see a city carved into the underground of this city. Much more primitive in nature, of course, but it's, doors, little what appear to be houses, a whole bunch of little structures here underground, abandoned now. They're just big open doorways so you can just walk in and out as you like, but definitely signs someone used to live down here. The Ratfolk Underground, where their music originates. They'll point out all the famous landmarks of all the famous rap musicians. We'll go see Fert Fobane's grave, the artist formerly known as Frince, Fimi Fendrix, whatever you guys want, man.
Rat Stevens! God damn, that took me way too long.
And Bonnie Rat, and that band called Rat with 2 T's.
The Rat Pack is probably.
Yeah, we can do Rat Pack too. Modest Mouse, of course. All the landmarks. And that'll conclude your tour. This is, legends of his childhood, but he'll show you around all the landmarks. Ratfolk Underground City.
How do we get below this area?
Below the underground? Why would you want to do that? All the greatest legends of music lived here. No one famous ever lived below here.
We want to get to the roots of your music.
Yeah, the underground of the underground.
The Delta. You want to go down to the crossroads. I mean, rumor has it that's how a lot of the early Ratfolk musicians got famous. They went deeper underground and made a deal with the devil. Got their first musical instruments. I mean, I don't know how to get there. I thought that was just a legend. What are you guys, like archaeologists or something?
Yes?
Story.
Bluff.
I am a licensed tunnel inspector inspecting these tunnels.
I am seeking power, so I would like to meet this devil that offers, favors. That's straight up truth.
27 bluff. Historian.
I am being completely honest.
You are a tunnel inspector.
I am a tunnel inspector. I did not state that I was here on official business.
No, I guess you're right. You're just being kind of misleading. You outnumber them. Not that they're going to do anything other than maybe be a little suspicious. They don't know what else you want. They can't make you leave. But he's going to head back home in a little while. You guys don't need him for anything.
There's always like a museum or a little, like where did old Ratty Bones? Like, you learn things and then you go there. We find out there's like a local historical society or something to get to.
All the Ratfolk down here are wiped out, so anything that was down here, all the records, that's all been destroyed. There's no one to talk to down here, nothing to see. And the things he's showing are just empty buildings. He's just saying that's where stuff happened. You kind of have to take him at his word. He could be lying about all the stuff he's saying about people grew up here, this is where someone died.
If you give me some time, I can check for tunnel entrances through the ancient traditional music of my people, the pickaxe and the stones.
You do have one with you. I mean, if you don't mind letting the Ratfolk and his son or grandson leave, you guys can stick around down here by yourselves, no big deal. Or you can hold them hostage.
I'll give them 10 gold each to make sure that they tell no one that they led us down here.
That's good money. Secret kept.
And let them go on their way, or I'll whisper to them, my compatriots, or we can kill them real quick. Whatever you guys want to do.
Driving along, singing a song, and do you guys shoot him in the back or let him go?
Fish fritters with Chungus, Bongwater, and Dumbo.
All 11 children. I like that you took the time to learn all their names.
Cletus, Aegetus, Bowie.
But yeah, you guys are now hanging out in this old abandoned Ratfolk city. The entrances are about the size of Ignatius or Goon. You two will have no problem going in and out of all these buildings, as if you can call them that, structures. Whereas the rest of your group will have to like duck, crawl, like get on their all fours to get around and stuff. It'll be hard on your knees for the rest of the group. For the two of you, no problem.
Search for where I think the most likely secret passageways downward would be.
Well, where would you guys think like secret passages would be? They're probably not going to be like in some random house. I would think they would be like in a government building or a temple, most likely.
Sometimes you never know.
Maybe you get like like the face their temple, glorify Urgathoa or something. I don't know.
I would like to suggest that we know how their secret tunnel to get here is just in the back of one of the tents. So historically, it would suggest that in fact one of the chapters is going to be a secret passageway.
I like that.
Dungeoneering to look around.
I like to be smacking things with the pickaxe.
Just start smash walls. Hit this, hit that. If nothing else, it'll make the holes large enough for a lot of your other allies to get through easier. So
I got a 15.
Yeah, 6.
8.
you guys search around. You search everything. You feel like all the doors of all the structures, big and small. Any structure that looks ridiculous. I mean, you don't see that looks like a temple, but something large you think might be a temple. You check in there. You see nothing suspicious, nothing that seems to go lower. No markings of any kind that indicate a passageway. Whatever it is, it's hidden really well.
I said 19.
You don't see anything either, Rain, but you'll know that if you're trying to go down, you can always just dig down. Especially if you've got a pickaxe and stuff, which Goon does. You can just crack a hole in the floor. Every floor is something else's ceiling, right?
Right.
So yeah, you can, if you want to write down that advice on your chalkboard, you can.
Yeah, you go. Why not just do it? That's what.
Alright, well, I'll take a nap while you're doing that.
Goon, would you like to just smash the floor?
Yes, I absolutely would like to start to dig deeper.
Alright, you start digging deeper into the floor. You're gonna dig for a while, especially if you're just doing it by yourself.
I'll help if I can. That help would be moving rocks.
Yeah, I guess you pick stuff up, move out of the way. That's true.
Yeah, skilled at mining, but I have very spindly little lizards.
That's true. Iggy can help you drag rocks out of the way. Although Iggy's also not very strong, but...
Not very strong. I can help blast rocks with electricity, but I don't think that's going to do a lot.
I like that kind of attitude.
So true, so true.
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Yeah, Rain will do some heavy lifting. You guys will spend several hours, more than 3. But
I'd
after...
like to make lunch for everyone.
You can do that while Lilith naps. In the dark, of course, unless someone lights a torch. I don't know if someone lit a torch down here again. Keep track of your torches.
Yeah, I was lit my next door.
Now you can pick up rocks, and Vic Von Claw can make lunch easier. Lilith can wake up from a nap. There'll be lunch ready. A hole dug in the ground. Of course, you have the light from your torch. You have to like throw your torch down there, or at least lean it down there to see. But it's even darker down there. You guys do after you finish lunch.
Go down the hole.
Go down the hole!
I obviously built in some manner of descent. Handhold, or like a carved-in ladder.
Or you probably didn't build it, dig straight down. You dug it at an angle, so we
Yeah.
slide down.
Sure, you guys want to... Sure, we'll say you guys did it a slide. You can slide at least the hole. But after the hole, there's a drop. But in the hole, you can slide.
I have this wonderful, awesome thing called a grappling hook, and he just holds the grappling hook and swings it. Like, you guys forget about this all the time.
You have rope attached to your grappling hook, I assume?
A lot of rope.
So do you want to attach your grappling hook to the top of the hole while we all kind of slide down there and see?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys start sliding down this rope. Alright, so you tied a 100-foot rope off. You guys climb down. I assume Rain's the one at the bottom because he climbed first. And then what order do we go after that? Who comes after Rain?
Lilith.
Right after that.
Comes above Iggy on the line. Vic. And then there's Goon at the top.
Yes.
You guys start climbing down. I need everyone to roll... Well, initiative first, I guess, to be fair.
I got a 1, 17, 11.
Unnatural 20.
It's going to be 17.
I got a 16. Alright, that means Vic, you get to go first. So perception check, I guess, since, you're the one that gets a chance to do that.
3.
Oh, it's dark, but there's definitely something moving all around you. The torch just went out just now. Whatever just moved around all around you blew out the torch.
Take to everyone else. There's something moving past us very rapidly.
A bunch of somethings. A swarm of somethings.
Oh, hell yeah. So roll perception to see what it is in the dark.
Go for it, Goon.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you don't know either. It's just stuff all around you.
I guess I will roll perception. 17.
Swarm of bats.
Are they within my reach?
Yeah? As
Swarm.
long as you let one hand go of the rope.
Then in that case, I would like to do a touch of corruption on them. It's only 8.
The swarm moves out of the way of your magic attack.
So I can't see them right now, can I?
No. The torch went out and you're human. Well,
I'm not.
you're human-ish.
No, I have low light vision. What about me? I don't know lighting one of the torches.
You grab the torch out of your bag and try to light it while holding onto a rope, so very awkwardly.
Yep.
I need you to roll a survival this time since it's in battle and during a time of distress and not just, I can't let you take a 20. So roll me to light this fire.
16.
Luckily that's still good enough to start a fire. You're able to hold on and spark it, but you get it lit. Holding the rope in your armpit and elbow armpit, but you get it lit. That's pretty much your whole turn though. And then it's the bats. Reflex save. Everyone's gonna get hit, but you either take full or half damage.
20 not natural.
21.
15.
Natural 1. Again.
18.
You only need to beat 15, so if you beat 15, you take, we'll say 3. If you fail, you take 7.
Ow.
Also, if you fail, you are wounded. You are going to start bleeding, losing 3 hit points per round thereafter. So you make a DC 10 heal check, or do some other magic that cures you to restore hit points.
I'd like to try the heal check. Yeah, no, that's going to be my turn. I got an 18. Bandage up my wounds so they stop bleeding.
Yep, and then it's Iggy's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a ranged touch attack, full damage to a swarm, though, which is nice.
Nice.
I got a 22,
Zap zap.
and that's gonna be 7 damage.
See some bats fall
I would like to set a trap.
on the rope.
So on the rope.
You just like drop a trap into the air, throw a trap into the air, I guess, at some bats.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, they're everywhere. So if you just toss it up in the air, something's going to trigger it.
I would like to throw a deafening trap.
Boom! That'll also affect all of your allies right here. Temporary deafness. So it's like a ringing in your ears.
It will increase as I level, but right now it's just 1 round.
And it'll scatter some of those bats for a second as well.
We cast burning hands to the side of me.
With your one hand that's out, right? Not your hand on the rope?
Yeah.
Alright. Make sure I specify which hand is burning hands. Yeah, you can wave a hand around at some bats.
Reflex half, DC 15.
Oh, plus 10. I rolled a 21.
Alright, so they're gonna take half. So they're gonna take 3 damage.
A couple of them fall down.
Alright, well, I will do my anti-paladin lay on hands, which is a touch attack. Does negative damage.
Single attack.
Oh, natural 20.
We'll touch it.
That's going to be 11 damage.
Damage taken.
So I'm going to hold myself by my... I put my torch in my mouth. Not taking fire damage.
Pretty big, but you're a big guy. If you want to put a big stick in your mouth, I can't stop you.
Alright, I'm going to catch one of my hands on fire. That is elemental awesomeness. And I'm going to punch that.
Punch away.
Alright, that's a crit.
Roll some damage on some bats.
That is 19.
After you, bats. Means I need everyone to roll reflex save again.
20, not natural.
19.
21, 2 for 2.
19.
You'll pass.
5 if you fail, 3 if you succeed. You've already healed your bleed damage, Goon, so you're good. No one else failed this time, so no one has to worry about the wound. After that comes Iggy.
Alright, I'm gonna take another shot with my kinetic blast. It's a 16.
I got a reflex save. Oh, 28, so I'll take half.
5.
We'll say it's 3. Goon.
I'd like to try and climb down the people who are below me on the road.
One of those little crazy-ass plays going on.
Roll me a climb check to do that.
I got a 16.
You have to step on some people as long as they don't mind. Nothing bad happens. You get down to the bottom of the rope, and there's no more rope left, so you have to dangle from whoever was on the bottom, which I believe was Rain. So you can dangle from Rain's feet.
How close to solid ground is the bottom of the rope?
You don't feel it when you're down there. You can drop something to find out.
I would like to drop a sample jar of whatever the substance that I got from Ratkin.
The warm pocket goo
Yes, the one pocket view.
that smells like meat.
Yes.
You'll hear it plop after it falls probably a couple hundred feet below you. You hear it fall and then plop, hit some water.
Okay, I will say I have learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson. I cannot fly. I cannot fly. And then I'm going to like curl up and just like chant my mantra for the rest of my turn.
Burning hands, part dove. Burning for them, Froosh. Roll a reflex save, DC 15.
I rolled way too. Well, I got a 14, 10 plus 4, but yeah, not way too low.
Nice.
Just low enough.
Just low enough to get Frooshed for full damage. 8 damage total, maximum. I call that to everyone else after I recite the incantation and say, fuck!
I will swing with my axe, try to hit some of these motherfuckers. Nope, natural 1.
Lilith swings the axe and just lets go of the rope when she does. You can go reflex save to try to grab onto somebody else. You won't be able to grab the rope, but you can grab the next person beneath you on the rope.
19.
You can grab onto Iggy, but of course you weigh more than Iggy, so I need you to do a strength check, Iggy, to be able to hold up Lilith, or you're gonna let go of the rope too.
Okay.
Or you can just let go of me and not worry about it.
You grabbed me. I have a 0 for strength, but I rolled a 19.
Do you weigh less than 190 pounds there, Lilith?
Yes, I do.
Iggy's been putting in leg days or something, using that core strength. He did some ab workout. It's all core muscle strength. He's holding you up there. It's the only thing standing between you and a 200-foot fall.
If he was holding on to me, we'll be fine. If you can climb down afterwards.
Yes, I was holding on to you.
Tune in next time for more Constant Chronicle Bad Egg. This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.